Hello everybody and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at the Champions of Fenris Detachment, the last of the Grotmas calendars for the for the Space Wolves. So let's see what it has and if it's any good, and will you be using it? So yes, the last Grotmas calendar detachment has dropped, and it is for the Space Wolves, and it's the Champions of Fenris, and the detachment rule is the Great Wolf Watches. So basically, this is a kind of cool little mechanic for your opponent's charge phase. So at the end of your opponent's charge phase, each Adeptus Astartes infantry and Adeptus Astartes walker unit from your army that is within 3 inches of one or more enemy units and would be eligible to declare to charge against one or more of those units can declare a charge against one or more of those units, and you resolve that charge as if it was your charge phase. If that charge is successful, you do not receive any charge bonuses this turn, and Adeptus Astartes Terminator units in your army that are not battle shocked add 1 to the objective control of characteristics of models in that unit. Okay, that's quite a wordy rule for basically meaning that at the end of your opponent's charge phase, if you have any units that are eligible to charge within 3 inches, you can charge. All right, and if you charge, you don't receive any bonuses. That's essentially the rule, and obviously you get +1 OC to your Terminator units if they are not battle shocked. Pretty cool. So you've got a couple of enhancements. So Wolves of Wisdom models, infantry models only. The bearer's unit can declare a charge against one or more units within 6 inches instead of 3. Kind of cool. Gives you a little bit bigger threat radius. We're going to talk about the actual rule itself at the end. Force Fate, 15 points. Terminator unit. There's going to be a theme here with Terminators. Each time an enemy unit excluding monsters or vehicles within engagement range of the bearer unit falls back, all models in that unit must make a desperate escape test. When doing so, if that enemy unit is battle shock, subtract 1 from those tests. There is a stratagem that will play heavily into this, so we'll talk about that in a moment. And then Fangorine Pendant. So Terminator model again, the bearer's unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn in which it fell back. Cool, a little bit of utility. And then the one that I quite like, Long Strider for 20 points. The unit, this Astartes unit, you can re-roll charges for the unit of the bearer. All right, so it's pretty cool. Now, you've got your stratagems. So as per usual, we have 6 stratagems, all 1 CP each. And one of them is Armor of Contempt. So you basically got 5 new stratagems, essentially. So you got Prey Taker's Eye. In your shooting phase and your fight phase, you basically pick an infantry unit and you either give them lethal hits or sustained hits 1. Pretty cool. That's quite nice. Runes of Claiming. Basically, you pick an infantry unit or a walker, and if you're within range of an objective, it becomes sticky. So 1 CP for sticky objectives. Kind of nice. Then we've got Chilling Howl, your opponent's command phase. A unit of Terminators. Each enemy unit within 6 inches of your unit must take a battle shock test, subtracting 1 from the test if the unit is below our strength. Obviously, this is the stratagem that plays into that enhancement. So you can force a battle shock test, and then that enhancement will then start doing its thing as well. Stalking Wolves, your opponent's shooting phase. After you've been selected, you can pick an infantry unit that's been selected to be shot at or targeted. And basically for 1 CP, you give them the stealth ability. Pretty solid stratagem right there. And then Onrushing Storm. This is probably one of the coolest ones. At the end of your opponent's fight phase, if you've got a Terminator unit that is not within engagement range, you can basically lift them off the board and place them in strategic reserve. That is essentially the detachment. All right. Now, is the detachment any good? Well, I don't think it is. Let's break the detachment rule down. So, if you're within 3 inches at the end of the charge phase, you get to charge your opponent. This is very much like how the reactions work for the Space Wolf Legion in Horus Heresy. It's kind of where I'm feeling that they're getting this from. their reaction is if you move within 9 inches at all, they get to move and then charge you. In this, if you basically within 3 inches, you get to charge them. Now, straight away, coming from Age of Sigmar, in an environment in that game where you can't move within 3 inches of enemy models because of the way the game works, you have to get in within 3 inches, you have to charge. I feel that this is really easy to play against, because if you know your opponent is using this detachment, just bring a lot of 3-inch widgets and basically put them anywhere near your opponent's units within your turn and in the movement phase, and just don't move within 3. Find out which unit has got that enhancement for the 6 inches, and then just don't move within 6 inches. It completely and utterly nullifies that detachment. That's why I don't think it's really great. Now, in certain circumstances, it's going to be quite good. You're going to be able to sort of like get units once the units start getting in and getting close, and they're all sort of like in that big mosh pit in the middle. You're probably going to get a lot of charges off. But if you're playing a good player that is pretty much savvy with what you've got in your arsenal, they're going to be able to stay away from you, and you're not going to be able to take advantage of that. The fact that as well you don't get any bonuses is kind of a bit meh. It would have been kind of nice if they got +1 charge on the bonus, as the bonus in the charge. That would have been kind of cool. It's kind of Space Wolfy, but it's a bit meh. The enhancements are pretty good. You've got some pretty good ones that build into the Battle Shock, and with a stratagem to support it. You know, the re-rolling charges and things like that is pretty good. Some of the stratagems are quite nice. Lethal hits, sustain hits, being able to lift Terminators off. But again, I feel that Terminators aren't that great. They might be good in Space Wolf armies. I'm only basing my view of Terminators just using regular Space Marines. And for me, they just seem a little bit lackluster. So all in all, I don't think it's a great detachment. I think the Blood Angels, the Word Bearer, the World Eaters, and the Death Guard and the Thousand Suns have definitely got better detachments when it comes to Marines for this. I just feel that this is a little bit lackluster. But then they are due a new codex soon, so don't really worry too much, because there's probably going to be like 3 or 4 detachments in there anyway. Now, tomorrow we're expected to get a Christmas gift, so I'll be probably doing a video on that. It's probably going to be a Emperor's Children Marine. I know Valrak has said it's going to be a big army box reveal and gonna see everything, and people are expecting to see Fulgrim. Personally, I don't think that's going to happen. They've kind of already hinted heavily that the World Eaters are going to be after the Imperial Knights next year, around about Easter time. So, you know, that's kind of pushing the Emperor's Children further back into the summer. So I don't think we're going to see vast amounts of them tomorrow. Personally, because of the way that they've rolled this out, it feels very much like how they did the World Eaters. We got the renders, we seen one model, and then later on we seen everything else. I kind of feel that this is how that's going to work for the Emperor's Children. We've had the renders. I think tomorrow we're going to see one Marine. It's probably going to be a Noise Marine, and I think that's it. We may see the full unit of Noise Marines, but I don't think we're going to see any more than that. If we do, brilliant. Christmas come early. If we don't, that's it. Obviously, they kind of do their other reveals nearer to the end of the year in regards to kind of teasing what's coming. So hopefully they'll do that again like they've done in previous years. And then they sometimes kind of do like a New Year preview show, but they haven't really talked about that. And they did do a pretty meaty preview show not long ago. So we kind of feel that we kind of have covered for the next couple of months into 2025. So we'll see what they do. But either way, I'll probably run up and in between of stuffing my face full of my Christmas food and my drink and come and make a video reacting to whatever the show is tomorrow. I think it's going to be pretty good regardless. But other than that, I will call it there. I'll be doing a video probably on Thursday, Friday about my basically look back on 2024 and basically looking forward to 2025. So if you're interested in what I've kind of got planned and what I want to be doing next year, check that one out. But that's the video. If you do like what I'm doing, please like, subscribe, share, and all of that good stuff. You can check out my members and Patreon areas if you want to support me in other ways. But from me, thank you very much, and a Merry Christmas, and I hope everybody gets some really sweet Warhammer under their tree tomorrow morning, and Santa is really good to you all. So until tomorrow, I'll catch you all later. Stay safe, peep, and have a good one.